Hey guys, what's up? My name is Ivan Albrook, and today I'm coming at you with a League Challenge and a League Cup report with Gholdengo. So this past weekend, I went to a League Challenge and I went to a League Cup today, and I did well at both tournaments. So I'm just gonna go through everything. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this content. I like doing these little reports just to reflect on the tournaments that I go to and the fun I've had. So yeah, this weekend I decided to play Gholdengo. It's gained a lot of popularity since EUIC. As you can see, this is the top 4 list from EUIC, piloted by Xander Perot and his crew. I decided to take the same 60 cards and try my luck at it, and it did well. So, you know, you have your typical 4/4 Dengo line, and you have your Pheasantipity, Greninja, Bundle, and the interesting Pokemon is Monkey Dory, which is pretty neat inclusion when you go against like Gardevoir and Dragapult players. So this deck is very unique. Usually when people play Gholdengo, they usually pilot it with Palkia, but not this time. This is just a pure Gholdengo list, and it ran really well up until pretty much the finals of my League Cup. So I'm going to go through the challenge first because it happened first. So the League Challenge was at Dolly's in St. Catharines, Ontario. It's one of my local tournaments. I'm from the area, so I go there quite a bit. One of my favorite stores in the area, so shout out to them. Yeah, so this League Challenge only had I think 11 masters in total. Not a very big one, just because there was a card show happening in Toronto, and you know there are other things going on alongside this League Challenge, so not a ton of people showed up. Yeah, so as you can see from the screen on the training court, I went 4-0 and I won the League Challenge, gaining me some nice points for my Worlds invite, because I am definitely not chasing Worlds. This is just for my own personal improvement, I should say. Okay, so round 1, I hit a Raging Bolt. That's a very good matchup for Gholdengo, because if you go first, you just start with like 2 or 3 Gimme Ghouls, and if they want to take a prize card, by all means, they can take the first prize card, but they're going to be on odd prizes for the entire game. So, it's a good matchup, and I kind of just did what I explained. I started first with 2 or 3 Gimme Ghouls, and he just took the single prize. I knocked out his bolt, and then I bossed up his Squawk ability for the game. So, not much to be said about that. So, yeah, going into round 2, I hit a Charizard, and this matchup can be shaky towards the end of the game, but I managed to knock out his Charmeleon. He had a really slow start. He played Team Evo to get Charmeleon and Pidgeotto, and I knocked out his Charmeleon, and he didn't have another Charmander down, so he kind of struggled from there. And then whenever he put a Charmander down, I would just use boss's orders to knock it out, and I kind of just controlled the game from there. In round 3, went against Callie Moore, who is a Niagara local, very good player. We were actually on the exact same 60, and it's crazy because I am not much of a Gholdengo player. Yeah, I just picked the deck up for fun. I thought it was really good. I played it on TCG Live, and you know, there wasn't anything wrong with it. So Callie and I hit in the mirror match. We kind of like pass back and forth, because basically if you take the first prize, you kind of just lose. Whoever takes the first, you know, 3 2-prize knockouts wins usually. And since Xander Perot's list, as you can see, doesn't play any hand disruptive cards, there wasn't any way to slow down each other. So I got lucky because Callie prized her last superior energy retrieval, which is what she needed to win the game. So yeah, she scooped and she showed me that it was prized. So I took the dub there. And then round 4, I hit Miraidon, and it went pretty well. It can be shaky if you don't get like 2 Dangos set up. It's kind of sketchy. Usually they amp the first Gimmighoul, and after that you have to have 2 Dangos set up pretty much, or else you're kind of in the hot seat. My opponent prized 4 Sealstone, and that was it. And yeah, so that's kind of like what it came down to. I knocked out his Raikou after he Raichu'd, because that's how Gholdengo works. You want to take out the next attacker. It wasn't going to be easy for him to set up a Raichu after using Raichu for his 4th prize. So you have to knock out Raikou and kind of just prevent that easy KO. So yeah, that's the league challenge side of things. You know, I got lucky, and that's what happens in Pokemon. You get lucky, and hey, won me a league challenge, so I will take that. Moving on to today, Toy Trove League Cup. It's in the same city and all that. In round 1, I hit Chris, who was on Miraidon. The Miraidon I beat in round 4 at the league challenge, and he got his revenge on me. I prized 2 Gimmighouls, so there wasn't a whole lot I could do after he knocked both of my Gholdengos out. So unfortunate is what it is. Also, this was another very small cup. There are only 12 masters, so I had to win out to even have a chance. So round 2, I hit James, who's another local, very good player. He was on Lugia, and he got rid of too many energies early on with the professor's research, and that's kind of what cost him the game. I was just able to go knock out his Lugia, knock out his Lumineon, and then knock out whatever else. I can't even remember. It's been a long day. Yeah, put us at 1-1. And then we hit an Archaludon EX, and they played Toedscruel, which is not very good for Gholdengo. It's the Toedscruel that disables your opponent from being able to get cards from their discard pile and put them into their hand. So superior energy retrieval was null and void at that point. Luckily, I saw the player play earlier on, so before going into the game, I knew what I was up against, and I had a strategy in mind. Just chase down the Toedscruels as much as possible, and that's what I did. And then I forced him to have to have 2 Night Stretchers to get both pieces back, and he did. So he put it down and evolved it the following turn. But that gave me a turn to be able to knock out an Archaludon, so I went down to 1 prize because I took the first knock. He evolved, and he Iono'd us both to 1 because he was also at 1, and we were kind of just passing, and I was attaching to Pheasantipity, actually. And I was able to snipe the Toedscruel and take the knock and win the game. Round 4, I played against Chad, and he was on Charizard, and I was able to win that one. I knocked out his Duskull, I believe, and then I knocked out his Charizard. Then I knocked out another Charizard, and he whiffed the attack on the Gholdengo, so I was just able to clean up another single prizer there. And yeah, that got me in the top cut as the 4th seed. And in top 4, since there wasn't enough for top 8, get my good old pal Nate Collects TCG. Check him out on YouTube. He was on Guardy today, which shocked me because he usually plays Lugia. He just wanted to play Guardy today. So game 1, I kind of just took control by just, you know, knocking out his Drifloons and stuff like that, his Guardies. I think he was looking for a counter catcher, but just couldn't get it, and that's what ultimately won me the game. He wasn't able to gust around my Gholdengo. And yeah, so I won the first game. Second game, he kind of just did what Guardy does, sets up Drifloon multiple times, sets up Screamtail, all that jazz. And he won the second game. The third game, I was in a tough pickle around turn 3. He Iono'd me to 2 cards or 3 cards, and you know I kind of missed an attack. But luckily he wasn't able to. I honestly don't remember. Maybe that was the second game. Game 3, I was just able to, you know, get out of a slump by drawing into Dangos. And then for turn, after he knocked out a Dango, I top decked the Energy Search Pro, and I was able to use that to boss his Orders of Guardy, and that's what won me the game. And that put me in the finals against Dragapult Dusknoir, and just my luck ran out. Game 1, I did make an error. I believe I missed the knockout, I think, by 1 energy, so I wasn't able to knock out his Polt game 1. Then game 2, it came down to me going down to 2 prizes. He had 1. I had to Turo my Greninja because it had a few damage counters on it. Took it off. Then I benched Gimmighoul thinking, okay, he needs Dusknoir to win the game because his Dragapult wasn't going to knock my Gholdengo. And I also had Monkey Dory set up. But I put down the Gimmighoul, and then he used Dusclops on the Gimmighoul, and then he Phantom Dived to knock out the Gimmighoul. And he won the cup. So I got second. That's my second runner-up placement at a cup this season. I have a first, 2 seconds, and an 8th now. Yeah, I mean, like, for a deck that I just picked up over the weekend, it's not bad. I mean, I played it once before, a few months ago, but that was the Palkia variant, so this variant's a lot different, a lot more fluid in my opinion. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Gholdengo's pretty strong right now, and going into Vancouver, it's gonna be one of the more popular decks in my opinion. You know, I think we're gonna see Gholdengo within the top 3 for sure, in terms of the amount of decks played and stuff like that. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I am so tired. It's been a long weekend. But hey, you know what? Pokemon is fun, and I'm glad I spent my weekend playing Pokemon. So thank you guys so much for tuning in with me, looking in at my pretty solid weekend with Gholdengo, the Make It Rain master. And yeah, if you guys enjoy videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.